Stacy. Look at all these goodies we have here. It's going to be so much fun. Hi, Cheryl. Surprise, surprise. You get me today. Yay! So, I was watching YouTube, as I'm sure a lot of you do as well. And Jennifer McGuire had this technique that she was doing with alcohol inks. I don't remember what she called it exactly, but it was really neat. I did surprise you. I thought it was really neat. She was doing it with 5x7 paper, and I thought I would do it with ATC paper because, as you guys know, hi Leslie, we currently have an ATC swap going on right now that you can still sign up for. That you make 9 ATCs in this size, 3.5 by 2.5, and then you do 9 of them. You send them to me. I divvy them out with everybody, and you get 9 back from 9 different people. So I thought, what better? I have to work on mine, so what better time than now to do a live? So I was already ready. So let me show you what tools I want to use. So I want to do an alcohol background. So I already cut my papers, and you'll see why here shortly on why the papers are already cut. I went ahead and I embossed with black embossing, Brutus Monroe black embossing powder. I already embossed the sentiment because our ATC swap, hi Stacy, is Happy Mail. I put delivering smiles across the miles because I thought that would be perfect. Hello from Scotland, UK. Woohoo! And this is the stamp set I used, delivering smiles across the miles. This is actually a Spellbinders paper arts. It's called Sunday Drive. And I debated between the delivering bugs and hisses, but since I didn't have a snake, I thought, yeah, maybe not. You got these paints for Christmas? Oh, yay! And I used this one a lot for my Christmas cards. So this is a pretty handy set, but I got it at, I don't know, it was on sale or something when I bought some other stuff, so I went ahead and decided to go with that. So today, what I'm going to do, oh, I have embossing powder all over my desk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use from Life is Good, the Scarab from Life is Good. And then we have this other set called Social Media Plans, which I thought, it has this cute little envelope. So how perfectly does that work with Happy Mail? So a lot of them are Happy Mail because it could be happy email, it could be happy text, happy, you know, whatever you want. So you get to do whatever you want with the theme. But for me, what I want to do is when I cut out the Scarab, I'm going to cut out the heart and I'm going to place the envelope here instead. So he is delivering Happy Mail. That's the way my brain was working on this. So again, these are the 2 stamp sets I used, Life is Good and Social Media Plans. Both of them available in the shop at www.sweetsentiment.us. Okay, enough of what I'm using, and let's get rolling. I'm wiping off embossing powder off my desk. So what we're going to do first is we're going to actually use the alcohol inks and create the background. And then we'll come back and we'll color our Scarab and our little envelope, and then we'll create the card. So you'll be able to see the full process today. I don't think the alcohol ink process is going to take that long. It is going to be messy though. So, but hey, who cares, right? So I cut, I think 10 of these because I needed an even number. So what we're going to do is I have my alcohol inks in this Tim Holtz, holder here, which is awesome. And I'm not going to make them all the same. I'm going to play around with them. I'm going to change them up a bit. Most of what's in here are all strictly alcohol ink. So, if you will, alcohol ink. There are also ones called alcohol pearl that has a shimmer to it. Those are pretty cool too. I have about 3 of those. And then this one's called alloy rose, which is gorgeous. So we are definitely going to add that one to our process. Now, whenever you're doing alcohol inks, you need to have the alcohol blending solution, which I have right here. And I have a blower, a little, to kind of dry it, move it. Is it watercolor card you're using? No, this is Yupo paper. So the Yupo paper came, it was actually perfect because the sheet of Yupo paper was like 5 by 7. So when you cut that up, you get 4 out of one sheet because it's 3.5 by 2.5. So if you cut it, going this way, the 5-inch way at 2.5, and in the long way, if you cut it at 3.5, you get 4 ATCs out of one 5 by 7. So I cut 2.5 sheets, and I have all the ATCs I need. Yeah, this tin is really neat. I think I got mine at Michael's, but I really like it. I, of course, have about 8 more alcohol inks than fit in here, but, hey. And I have boysenberry twice because I took a class. So, I took a class and they gave us 3, 6, 7 alcohol inks. Huh?
Blending solution.
I already went over that.
Oh, she was asking about it.
Oh. Somebody was asking it? Oh, what was the blending solution? So it's Tim Holtz, and it's called alcohol blending solution. And you need this when you're using alcohol inks because it's what helps the ink move around. It also, well, you'll see when we get to working on it. So when I watched Jennifer McGuire, I've never done this particular process before. So not sure what we're going to get and how it's going to come out, but we're going to play anyway because you guys know I love trying new things when we're live. So I figured we'd color the Scarab. Yes, you're welcome. Hi, Sandra. I figured we'd color the Scarab after so we can kind of match our background colors with our Scarabs. Now, we won't color all 9 of these, but we are going to do all 9 of the backgrounds just because I want to go ahead and get that done. So I'm going to choose a few colors. Can you use 100% alcohol with the blend? I don't know. I don't think so. I think this is a special solution. Its solvent-based solution is also designed to remove alcohol inks and mixatives from a slick surface. But, yeah, no, it doesn't say. It says it's ethanol, glycol ethers, and isopropanol, which is your 100% alcohol from the store. So it has a couple other things in it as well. So I think you probably need this. They're pretty inexpensive, and you can get them usually with a coupon at Michael's or Hobby Lobby if you have those. I don't know about the UK, but so I think I'm going to go with 3 colors on each one, and I'm going to start out with turquoise, boysenberry, and oh, I have some of that actually. 91% isopropyl, whatever you call that. We can try it because what I will tell you is that when I did this embossing, I discovered that it doesn't work so well embossing on Yupo paper. So what I got when I embossed on Yupo paper is 1, it bent the paper all up, and 2, it kind of smudged the word together. It kind of like, because it's a slick surface, it kind of smudged all the words, and I wasn't happy with that. But we can test the alcohol with that. Let's do one with the blending solution, and then we'll try the other one. That way, if it doesn't work, it won't mess up my ATCs. And then I think I'm going to go with a green color. So maybe limeade. I mean, I can't swatch these, so we're just going to have to roll with it and see how it goes. So, you're welcome. No problem. We don't mind trying new stuff. Hey, if it works, great. So, Jennifer McGuire's video, when she did this, was she put this alcohol solution down first. So, kind of to wet the paper a little bit. And then she dropped these alcohol colors on there, just wherever she felt like it. Not anywhere of any specific place or anything, but just wherever you want. Hi, Nan. Dale, can you help me open these? They're a little bit challenging. Thank you. So I'm going to put a little bit more of the purple, just because purple's my favorite color. And as you can see, it's not moving quite over here because there's no alcohol solution on that end. I didn't have any over there. So what happens is it allows the inks to start moving around, which is pretty cool. So what Jennifer did was she took the one that you laid down, and then she took a second one and she laid it on top of it like this, and then pressed it together so that there weren't any bubbles in there. And she also took extra paper and I don't have extra Yupo paper out right now, but she used extra Yupo paper to actually soak up this excess ink that was popping out around here, so that she didn't waste it. But we're not going to do that because I don't have any prepared for that. I'm just going to clean it up with a napkin. And then she just took her little tweezers and she picked it up. So she said, this is what you get. If you don't like it, you can lay it down again, move it around, and depending on how you pick it up, you'll get different designs on there. And if the colors aren't dark enough or whatever, you can always add more color. So whatever you want. Oh, I probably wasn't supposed to add it to both, but you know, it is what it is. And then you just pick it up and you lay it down again. And this will make it darker because we kind of had it, I was a little bit lighter than what I wanted. So I'm just going to squeeze it again, rub it together. And it won't come out the same no matter how many times you do it. It'll always be something different. And you have a mirror image of that. So in order to stop it from moving too much, she kind of used this little tool to kind of stop where the movement was, just to get a little bit different effect. So it dries pretty darn fast. This is already like pretty close to being dry. So if you wanted, you could keep working with it and you can drop the colorless blender, you can drop more ink. I mean, you can do it however you want. It's all about you deciding what color you want, what design you want, and then you just press them together. So you just keep going until you're super happy with the results. She said the main thing is just don't leave any bubbles in there. So I'm actually using this to soak up and make sure I don't have any bubbles. And the way you lift the paper changes it as well. So that kind of put a whole lot of purple in my design here, which you guys know I love purple, so I am cool with that. But look at these really neat like designs we have going on right here. I think that's super cool. So I want to add a little bit of shimmer to it. So I am going to put just one last coat with this alloy rose. I'm going to drop the alloy rose first. Just a few little drops. And then I'm going to put a little bit of this colorless blender over it so you can watch it kind of move around. And then I'm going to take this one and put it on top. And hopefully what this is going to do is give us some shimmer. That's the reason for doing it. The reason that I chose to do it. Because that alloy color is amazing. So look at that. Ooh, I'm super happy with that. I didn't get a whole lot of the green in there. I got a lot of the purple. But I think I'm kind of okay with it. I kind of like it the way it came out. So that's one. So we could color this scarab with a lot of purple in it. So I'll show you kind of up close all the shimmer in that. Look at that. But the key to this is that you put the inks on here. When you lay the other one on top, you now have two backgrounds. So if you did this on background paper size, you could just, I'm going to lay out some napkins so I can lay these out while they dry completely. So anyway, I think that's really neat. You get a 2-for-1. You get a mirror image of the other one and you get to go from there. So I think that's super cool. Just going to spray a little bit of water and see if that helps me clean up my mess. But I think I need an alcohol pad for that. Or a wet wipe. So for now, there we go. All right. So I really liked those colors, but I feel like the purple was overpowering for it. So I'm going to actually put the caps back on to the purple. And I'm going to switch the colors up a little bit. So this time, instead of using our alcohol blend, we're going to use these. And we're going to try it with just alcohol. So like this. Going to be a little harder to put on there just because I have it in this container. This is a brand new one. I haven't even opened this. Do I get metallic alcohol inks? Sometimes. I don't have a whole lot of these. I was a little bit, I won't lie, I was a little afraid of, yeah, I'm going to need some help with this. Oh, wait, I think I got it. I was a little afraid of these alcohol inks. I didn't know how to do it. I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to do it very good. And so, I didn't buy a whole lot of them. I've just gained a few of them over time. But let's see what happens. This is going to be a lot. So I'm going to put it on a napkin. Oops. I squirted it all over. So we'll just put it on the paper like this. Now we have alcohol instead of that blending solution. So let's see what happens. You see how it just runs off? It's not really like blending it out. That's disappointing. This one is flamingo, so we'll add a little bit of red and a little bit of pink to this one. But it's not blending the colors together. They're just sitting there. So it isn't really doing what it's supposed to do. But who knows? Maybe once we put this together, it might not be so bad. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, well, it wasn't too bad. It's not too bad at all. I don't know if you could add to it after the fact. We can see. It looks like it's doing pretty good now, probably because it has alcohol in it, but the actual alcohol colors. So the answer to your question, I think, is yeah, you could. I think you could use just alcohol. I think it moves a little better with the other blending solution. But these are pretty. I mean, I like them. I might have to do something with them actually, because they're too pretty to throw away. So maybe I'll just make extra ATCs. And the back is really messy. Okay, so I'm going to get a wet wipe. This is just from the store, wet wipes. And I'm just going to wipe up. First of all, I want to wipe up all this alcohol I spilled. Hence the great tin we have here. Helps clean that up pretty fast. There we go. And then I'm going to use this wet wipe to clean up this stuff on my actual Tim Holtz mat, which cleans up very nicely and pretty quick. The alloys, they stick a little more if you don't clean them up right away, but they're not too bad. Yes, it is like protecting the paper. I'm actually going to do it one more time here in a minute on one of my projects, because I kind of like how it came out. I mean, I kind of like the limited blending that it does. So I have 2 more, and this is fun. I mean, you could make so many backgrounds just in one day. Is that a dropper, baby? Nice. Dale's going to help us out by giving us a dropper for the alcohol so I don't pour it all over my desk. So that's awesome. Yay, helper. It's not coming out. All right. Dale's getting us some alcohol. Nice. That's good enough, honey.
This over.
Don't laugh at my my weird little injector dropper I have here. But instead of just spilling it out, I'm going to do it like this, and that will make it a lot easier. If you could just sit it back in that for now. And I'm going to try these colors again. I really liked these colors and I want to use them, so you could do more on one side and then this one on this side. And then I'm going to throw just a little bit of this alloy in there, just so we get a teeny bit of that shimmer shine on there. Okay, here we go. Hi, Julie. So this is using just alcohol that you buy at the store versus alcohol blending solution. It does squish out a lot, but it's still kind of like how it works out. It is really oozing. Oozing. Okay, so let's see what we got. Nice. They're not real dark, but I kind of like them. There's a little bit of shimmer. Can you see the shimmer in the streaks right there? I think those are pretty cool. So I'm going to dry it just a little bit with my little tool here, and then I can hold it up. I'm really like this, actually. See what happens when you try new stuff, even if you don't know? I mean, look at how pretty this is.
It's like it washes the color out more.
Yeah, it does wash the color out more. It's not as vibrant.
A pastel look.
But I really like it. The question is, should I go one more to make it just a little bit darker, or shall we stop? I don't know. That's my problem, knowing when to stop. I kind of like it. I think I'm going to leave it. All right. We have a couple more. This is fun, you guys. You should try it. If you haven't tried it, you should try it. Hey, Julie, did you know this is the Yupo paper I got from you? Okay, so I'm going to switch back to the alcohol blending solution. And I'm going to use the same 3 colors. And we're going to see how different it looks. So here's the blending solution. Here's our blue, which I think I did more on one side. And then here's our green. It's more like on the other side with a little bit over here. And then we're going to put the pink all throughout. Huh?
Shimmer.
Oh, yes. And the shimmer. We got to have the shimmer. Because why not, right? That's what makes everything so awesome. Okay, so I laid them together. See, it does squish out too on this one, so it's not the alcohol that makes it squish out. It all squishes out. It's all squishy. I'm okay with squishy. Hey, can you grab me some more napkins, please, out of my napkin bin? What do you guys think so far? Is this cool or what? They're in the... Ooh. This is a little bit more vibrant, and the rose gold seemed to do a little better with the blending solution. I didn't even put orange in there, and I ended up with orange. Hi, Mary. Okay. So imagine if you did these the size of a card. You could use these as backgrounds. You could use them if you did like a window or a shadow. I mean, look at that. Isn't that neat? You see that rose gold? I don't think the camera does it justice, but look at that rose gold in there. I really like that. And you have 2. So it goes that fast. You have 1 from each one, and then 1 from the base and 1 from the top, and then that gives you extra. So you don't have to actually do the process 9 times or 10 times. You can just do the process 5 times and you're done. Which I really like that. I like quick and easy. I like both ways. So here we go. I'll show you. This one was with the alcohol, like from the store, just 91% alcohol. And this is the one with the alcohol blending solution. I really think you get, I mean, they're a little bit different effects, but they're pretty close. I mean, it seems to be working really well. So I'm going to change the colors up now because I want to use some different colors. I'm going to leave the rose gold out there. I do have a pearl. Let's show you what the pearl looks like. So instead of doing the rose this time, we're going to use the pearl. And it gives it a shimmer, but it's not like the rose gold shimmer. It's a little bit different. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So we're going to put the rose gold aside for a minute. I'm going to pick us out some different colors. This one, I think, Wild Plum. How about Wild Plum? Maybe Watermelon. And instead of the boysenberry, we'll try the Amethyst. And then we're going to throw some of this Yellow Pearl in there too. I don't know. I'm double thinking the Watermelon. I think I'm going to put the Watermelon back. And I think I'm going to go with a very light patina instead. Clearly, can you tell I like the pink, purple, and teal? I can't help it. It just is. It is me. It is my favorite. Okay. haven't opened these in a while, so they're a little bit tight to open. Ooh, I think I'm going to switch to this Vineyard. This is Vineyard, so it's going to be a little deeper. So I think I'm going to go with that one. Okay. I have a lot of purple, clearly. Okay. So let's start with the blending solution. And this time, I think I'm going to pick it up and kind of move the blending solution around a little bit. I could actually do that with the little blow tool too, but then it would dry it up. Okay, here we go. So this time, I'm going to try to get more of a scattered look instead of like perfect circles. Just going to try to... What if I just tap it? And then this one, you can already tell just by looking at that as it goes. Can you see the shimmer happening on there? I'm adding a little bit more alcohol where there isn't any. I'm going to take this and I'm going to kind of slide it over. And this time I'm going to push this way, so I can get that color all over on there. Ooh, my hands are going to be a mess. You see, now you're going to go to your crafting. Yay! That would be great. I would love that. She did say you could let it sit for 3 minutes, but she said she got the same kinds of effects. That's pretty cool right there. She said she got the same kind of effects whether she let it sit or whether she picked it up or whatever she did. One time she even took it and just added some more alcohol to it. Look at that. Look what that does. Isn't that neat? I'll put a little more of the green in here and a little more of the yellow, I think. The shimmery yellow. And then we'll lay it on there again, which you can do as many times as you want, but remember, after you press them together too much or put too many colors on there, they sometimes become sort of brownish. OMG, I love it. I love it. So I'm just blowing a little bit to kind of dry it just a little bit. Ooh, I like that. Doesn't that look tie-dye? Hi, Meg. Okay, so I'm going to hold this one up because I want you to be able to see that that shimmer. Look at that shimmer. Can you see that shimmer on there? Look, if I move it just a little bit, you can see it. That's what that yellow color does, is it gives it that actual shimmer. And that's the pearl look. So if you're like me and you've gone to the store a few times to look at alcohol inks and you don't know what color you want and you don't know, you know, and you see them, and when you look at them, they're like pearl X, pearl this, and then alcohol inks, and then, you know, all these different names on them, and I just don't know what they all mean, so I don't know what to choose. Can you see the shimmer on that? You can see it really good right here. That's the pearl effect, and then the alloy, you saw what that effect was. So we have one more. And then we'll have all of our colors and we'll be good to go. So we're going to do this again, kind of squirting this. You sort of use a lot of this solution, but look, I just opened it and you can't, I mean, it's barely even down. So it didn't use too much, which is super cool. And I'm going to switch from this very bright pink to the watermelon because I want to see what the watermelon looks like. Hi, Anita. Thanks for joining me. So I'll recap real quick that I got this idea off of Jennifer McGuire's page, I was watching YouTube today and I was trying to think of what I was going to do with my ATCs. And she did this process and I thought, wow, this is super cool. I think I'm going to try that and see how it goes. And I'm pleasantly surprised and pretty happy with how it's coming out. Now, I don't have very many pearl colors, but I do have a pearl green. So we could try that, although it's going to be a bit darker than I really wanted to go, but hey, you never know. And then I decided to choose this salmon color to kind of go with that reddish color, but it's pretty light, so I'm not sure. This is going to look like a Christmas card. I'm using Yupo paper. Yes, you can copy me. Of course you can. Because no matter how many times I do it or you do it, it's never going to look the same. So the process itself you can copy easily, and you're still going to get a different image. Hi, Karen. Hi, Nan. Okay. So this one, I'm going to try to pick it up, and then I'm going to lay it back down. And then I'm going to try to pick it up from another direction. Just give me a little bit of a different, and then I'm just going to move them around. Just kind of see what I get. So those are pretty neat. I say we add more because all we have is like a green and pink. And we need something else, I think, to go with it. So I think some would be, this alloy would be really good. I think. And then maybe since we put that salmon in there, we'll go ahead and put a little bit of this patina in there too. Just to kind of maybe give us a little bit more of a greenish blue like touch to it. I'm also going to drop just a little bit more of this alcohol solution. And now I'm going to take this card, put it back on top of this card. I'm going to press it down because you don't want any bubbles. That's what Jennifer said. You love it? It's super fun, huh? Hi, Alicia. Ooh, that kind of changed it up a bit, didn't it? Look at that. It lost some of the oomph of the green, so I think I'm going to do it again. Because I want a little bit more of that green in there. You can also just blow the ink around. And then I'm going to put the blending solution on there so I can wet it again. And we're going to try this one more time. And yes, Jennifer did it 2 or 3 times too, so I feel that's pretty normal. And as I said earlier, she used more Yupo paper to suck up what came out on the outside, because that could give you a really cool looking background as well. Oh yeah, that's me. I like to play with all the different colors, and now I'm like, oh well, now I want more pink. I want more. So I think I might do it one more time. I need more pink. So I guess the key is adding all the colors at one time and not one at a time. So we're going to go pink, green, and salmon. And look at what it's doing with those, with that alloy stuff. Woo-wee! That's pretty super cool. Let's try one more time. This time I'm going to give it a second before I go pressing it together. Kind of give it a second to soak up some of that color. And then I'm going to press it again just to make sure. Ooh, it's wiggly. Okay, and now I'm going to pick it up using my tweezers. Oh, look at that. Wait till you see that up close. Let me dry a little bit. Stop movement. I kind of like this now. I think I'm going to leave it there. So you just get to keep adding until it comes up to what you like. Yes, you can keep adding colors. So here we go. This is this one. Do you see the shimmer from the rose gold on there? That's really neat. I have one open space right here. But I think it's going to be okay because when I add my stuff to it, it'll be great. So now some of them have already dried. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean off my desk real quick. Put my colors back. So we got that one. We got this one. Yes, exactly. It does. I really like it. It's really cute. It looks really good. I clearly don't have enough space in my holder, so. Oh, I was going to say I have an empty cap and nowhere to put it, but it goes on the blending solution. So I'm good. All is good. All is good. And then this is the cool part. This is how quick it cleans up. You just close it up. I need another wet wipe because mine dried while I was, you know, processing. I'm going to use this. And you could use the blending solution if it sticks. I mean, if it's not coming off as easy. But it's coming off just fine. It's just making a little bit of noise for you guys got to hear. Sorry about that. Then we just wipe up. So it was very messy, but it cleaned up rather quickly. I like that. I like a quick cleanup mess. So I usually wipe it with just a little baby wipe and then dry it off with a paper towel. And then I could throw away my scrap papers, my scrap napkins. I still have some on here, but I'll clean that up later. Messy, dirty hands, which I am okay with. Okay, so let's go back and look at some of the ones that we already did now that they're dry. So this is set 1. Look at the shimmer in that. You can really see it now that it's dry. So it's very purple, very, very purple, but it has a lot of shimmer to it. So there's one set. And then this is the one we did with the alcohol ink on the Yupo paper, which is, I really like this. So I think I'm going to keep these. I might make a few extra ATCs, maybe one for me to keep.
That's with the 91% alcohol.
This is with the 91% alcohol. No alcohol blending solution. So it worked out just great. This is also with just the alcohol blending solution. So those are pretty cool as well. This one is back with the alcohol solution. Look at that. Do you see that shimmer? That almost looks like claws going through my... But you get a mirror image of... Here, like this. You get a mirror image of what you did. So you get 2 for 1, which is pretty awesome. Then we did this one. This one doesn't... This one has that other shimmer. Can you see it? This one has the pearl effect. It's really obvious right here in this part and right here. So these went together like this. This is my mirror image of this one. That almost makes me think of a goldfish swimming in there. And this is the last one, but it's not 100% dry yet. So we're going to set this one aside for a little bit. But this one has a lot of shimmer to it too. Can you see that shimmer? It's really pretty. They're all very pretty. I like them all. I'm happy with them. Those are going to be the back part of my ATC. Now, here's the image that we talked about. So I was going to do this little scarab. Then I'm going to color this little note. And I'm going to cut out the heart and put the note there instead. Or I might just put it over top and cut anything that shows. We'll see how it works out. But what we have to do now, and we're only going to color one on the live, so what we have to do is match it up with our background. Like, how are we going to color it? So I think for coloring purposes today, we should choose, let's just choose this one since it's right here. I mean, I'm going to match the backgrounds to all of them, but for this purpose right now, I'm going to match it with this one. So I'm going to color this Scarab in colors that match this. So those who watched my live this past week on Wednesday and Thursday kind of know the process I'm about to go through. But I'm going to show it again today because I have some different people on today that weren't on during the week. So I'm going to take my hex chart. This is my hex chart from Sandy Allnock. Here it is, http://sandyallnock.com hex chart. So I bought this hex chart from her. I colored the blank copy with my copics, so I know exactly how they'll look on my Sweet Sentiment paper, which is the paper with the shimmer, and that's what we're coloring on today. This is Sweet Sentiment paper. It's very smooth and blends like butter. You would love it. So I'm going to take my card, and what I do is just like if I picked a picture off the internet, I just am going to start matching these colors with my hex chart. So I know what colors I want to put in my picture so it will match. Now I'm going to choose them slightly darker because I want him to really stand out. But I'm going to go with the same color family, just a little bit darker. So here's what we got. So let me take a drink real quick. My daughter bought me this cup for Christmas. It says, "Don't mess with Mamasaurus or you'll get your ass kicked." She knows I get tough when it comes to my kids. Don't mess with my kids. Okay, so I'm gonna match this bit of greenish color right here, and I think this is the perfect match for that is YG01. So I'm gonna say YG01 is gonna be my lightest color, and then I'm gonna go darker from there. So I really like YG03 is a little bit darker. But I want one even more dark than that. So let's see. I want to stick with 3 colors. So we have YG01, 03, I think 17. YG17 will probably be good. We'll swatch it out in a minute. That's the next step. But I'm going to choose 3 colors for each one in. Do you know what chart to get for the amount of markers you have? How do you know what chart to get for the amount of markers you have? Well, this one has all of them on there. So what you do is when you purchase this from Sandy Allnock, you get a colored version that you can print out on the computer, and you get an uncolored version. So what you would do with the ones that you have is you would color in only the colors that you have. And that way, when you're looking at stuff, you know what you have and what color it is. And then if you feel like you're missing something or is there a marker that matches that, you can look at the colored version and see like, oh, I have this one and I have this one, but I don't know what this one looks like. So you can use the 2 charts together. So that's why I really think this chart is very helpful. It also helps you choose your markers. Hi, Ellen. And choose your markers, choose which ones you want to purchase next, all those kinds of things. So I have them all, so they're all colored in, but people who don't, they just might have a little section here and here and here, until you get up to that. But I've had mine for so long. Okay, so this purple color that's in here, I think this is my V15. So I'm going to go with 12 and 15. V12 and V15. And because I want to make some of this a little bit darker with shadow and stuff, I think I'm going to choose V17 as well. So we're going to go with those three. So green and purple. And then we need a little bit of blue and yellow. Okay, so our blue colors, it's almost a blue-green. I think maybe better these. There is a blue though. But I think I'm going to go with the blue-green. Okay, so let's see. Maybe more on the bluer side, like BG13, 15, 49. I really like 49. BG 49 and BG 15. And then we need one lighter than 13, I think. So maybe BG 32. Let's try that. We'll try that combination. So we have 1, 2, 3 colors. We probably should choose another. So we could go with a yellow, or we could go with a pink. Maybe a pink. I think we need pink. What do you guys think? Okay, so this pink, I like these. So maybe I like the RV43. I don't want to go as far as red, so that might have to be my darkest color. R43. R43, and then I think maybe RV21. Let's try RV21. And then let's try maybe that RV10 that's right next to it. Okay, we have some colors. So what we're going to do, my next step that I do is I take the same coloring paper, this Sweet Sentiment coloring paper that I'm going to actually color the image on, and I'm going to swatch the colors. So for green, we had YG17, we had YG03, nice, and then we had YG01, and I think this might take care a little bit of that yellowish color. So that kind of gets us to this one and this one. I think we're good. I like it. I like it. Okay, so I think our green colors are good. So I'm going to go ahead and put those in my color blend stand right here. So YG17, YG03, and YG01. And then for the purple colors, I think this one's going to be a little bit dark, but we might roll with it anyway. So that was V17. This is V15. And this is V12. Nice. And I think that's pretty good too. It comes with this purple. It's a little darker, but I think I'm okay with that. So I'm going to set those aside, or I'll put them in my other color blend stand. V17, 15, and 12. And then we have the blue color we chose. So this is BG49, BG15, and they're all blending really well together, so we've got some good colors going on here. BG32. See, we have a light, a medium, and a dark on all the colors. So that's working out really well for us. So I'm going to lay those blue colors aside, and now we have the pink, and this is the only one I was a little worried about. R43. I like that. This one is RV21. I think we're okay with that too. Might need something in between. And this one is RV10. Those are really close. So I may want to change my RV21 for let's try RV23. So this is RV43. This is R43. That's our first color. RV23, better. I like that one better. And then this one, I think I'm going to stick with the RV21 for the next color. Perfect. So I like that blend. So I'm going to put the RV10 back in my copic holder. And we're going to go with these three colors. So we have this set, this set, this set, and this set. And this was a no-go. So that's how I choose. I'm so glad I had time to watch it, as I didn't know how. This is what you did to pick your color. Oh, yes. I'm glad you caught the live, too. I showed this. There's videos on Facebook from Wednesday and Thursday that go through this whole process on pictures I picked from the internet, like a live picture of a fish, and then I colored the fish like it, and a live picture of a flower and colored it like it. So this is how I choose colors. So I thought it might be helpful to share that. So now we have our 1, 2, 3, 4 color families, colors chose in 3 color blends. So I'm going to take all of these that are dry and I'm going to put them aside because I'll have to pick different colors for those later. I won't do them all today, but you guys got a sneak peek of what the ATCs are going to look like. So now I'm going to color this Scarab with those 4 color sets that I found. And just so you can keep track of the colors, I'm going to leave this. Yes, it's very helpful. I've had several people tell me that they really it makes it easier for them to choose that way. So I think I'm going to start with purple because most of the time I start with the lightest colors, but today I want to see how dark the purple is before I go with the pink or the green. So I'm trying to decide, do I want the wings to be purple or purple is the less prominent in this. I almost think it needs to be the biggest part. So maybe I won't start with purple because I want to do the wings purple and pink. So I'll keep the purple and pink. So that makes the body turquoise and green. So here's my BG49 that we chose earlier, my BG15, and my BG32. So there's my 3 colors. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the body of this little guy. And I probably should have grabbed a gray color because I kind of want to do his little legs and his little head in a gray color. So because I'm not really sure of I don't really want to go warm or cool. Hi, Jennifer. I'm just going to go with the neutral grays. So I just chose 3, and 6, 4, and 2. I just went, every other number. And I think I'm going to start with them to get this, to get these little legs and stuff colored in. So with the darkest color, I'm going to go in. Let's see if I can zoom in just a tad bit more so you guys can really see. And the shadow area, so the backs of these little legs here, I'm going to do those first. And I'm going to kind of give them a little bit of this black color. And then I'm going to do this one as well. And I want his little hands to stay black. So I'm doing his little hands black, 1 line, and then this little bit of shadow area right there. And then I'm going to make this colorful, but I'm going to make this in the black color with his head. So I'm going to just put a little bit along the bottom there. Or can you use it for any pen color system? I don't know. I think she might I know that they have it for Copics, but you might want to go look at the website and see if she has hex charts for other brands of coloring. She might. She very well might. I'm not sure because Copics are all that I have. That's not true. We also have Ohuhu markers. These are my husband's. He's practicing how to color too. I've been working with him, and he chose to work with the Ohuhu. So I'm gonna go along this bottom line real quick, sort of build that dark separation between the colors, and then to give this a little bit of style, I'm gonna actually do some lines in here. And that's just because I just want to give it a little bit of a design on there. You wouldn't have to do that if you didn't want to. It's just strictly personal preference for me. I just want to give it a little bit of style. So, full disclosure, I drew this image. I'm the artist, so I kind of know what I had in mind when I drew it, what I wanted to do with it. So yeah, that's helpful. Okay. So now we have the first color in there. The next color is N4. And I'm just going to extend out from where I put that last color. Now, since we just have a 3-color combo, this one is the true color. So I'm going to use a little bit more of this one before I get to that last color, which is the lightest one. Just trying to make him look a little bit on the hairy side. And now what we're going to do is we're going to start blending out from these little lines that I put in here to give him a little bit of personality. So on this side of the bug, I did the inside like that. And on this side, I'm going to do the opposite. See? So that gives us a little bit of design there. Just before you said, I was just about to say, you know what to do to make it a wee bit more. Yeah, because I drew it. Yeah. I wanted to give it just a little bit more. And then N2 is the last color, and this one's very light. So this one has a lot of colorless blender in it. So if you do too much blending, you're going to wash out those colors you already have. So we don't want to do too much of that. So I'm just popping in a little bit of this N2 in there to just keep those darks and lights. You see how it looks, almost looks like his little legs are hairy? That's what I was going for. A little bit of hairy look there. Okay. Now I wanted to keep his face significantly lighter, so I didn't do anything else with that. So I'm just going to bring that in with the really, really light color. And for this one, I'm just going to do a little bit of back and forth right there where that white is. Just a little bit of back and forth. And I'm going to try not to go over the colors too much, especially the first one, because I don't want to wash out that dark color. I want to leave those accents there. So there we go. And I'll show you how rude. So I'll show you kind of how that looks. So it looks a little bit, I'm going to go over it just one more time, all the way over it, just so that the colors blend really well together. There we go. Much smoother. There you go. So that gives it a little bit of style and design. How rude. Okay, so for now, those are that's the only thing I'm going to use for the gray. Now we're going to move into our BG 49, 15, and 32, as I discussed earlier. So BG 49 is first. And I'm going to do his body and this underside right here. Now, I'm going to wait on his body because I might be blending the blues and greens together. But for now, I'm going to start off with this part right here. So I want this part of his wing to look like it's behind the other part. So I'm putting the shadow along this line right here. And then along his body. So I want it to appear like it's back further. So that's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and start with the body. I am going to bring in the greens with this, though, because I don't want it all blue. So I'm going to do along the outside here. And then I'm going to do just a little bit under here. Kind of keep that separation from the black to the blue. And then I'm just going to go along this line. It doesn't really give a whole lot of design just yet, but it will. So BG 15 is next. And I'm just going to extend out a little bit further from where I put that darkest line, leaving a tiny, tiny light line for the last color. And then I'm going to start pushing out from where I put this darkest color. You kind of can't see it over the black, but it's okay. We're going to put it there anyway. And then a little bit from here. And extend out this center piece. Okay. May have made the part at the top of his body look hairy. I love it. Yeah, I tried to. Yep, that was where I was going. Fuzzy, hairy bugs. BG 32. And this is where I'm going to go along this ridge area right here just to blend that out. Give it a little bit of depth. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to blend out from here a little bit more. Leaving some spot to put in some of that green. I'll show you, you'll see when I get to that point what I'm doing with that. Okay, so I'm going to switch now to YG 17, YG 03, and YG 01. So we're going to do YG 17 first. And I'm going to do that up here. And I want it to be thicker at the bottom part of this wing. So starting along here. And then all the way up. Like that. Ooh, this is such a pretty color. I'm not going to do any of this color in the body. Basically because these colors I put on last were very light and this is very dark and it won't blend together. I just know. YG 03. I'm going to start pushing out from where I put that last color. Going along there. I'm going to save this little top part that's white from my last green color, which is going to kind of be a greeny yellow color. And normally these don't take very long to color, but since I'm going step by step, it's going to take a little bit longer. So in this area in the center, I'm just going to come out with this green right along here. Now, if you're unsure if that'll work, you can always go back to your swatch and just kind of put them together and see if they blend. They do. See how well they blend together? I already knew that because I've used them together before, but that's how you can test it out. This one is YG01. That way you won't put something in there and they go, oh, that doesn't work. So always go back to your swatch and practice and check it out and see what you think. Okay, so I'm just touching this a couple of times because I want that blend to be smooth. I don't want it to be a defined line. How do you know to go out as much with your colors for it to fill in the image? It's just practice and trial and error. I mean, I know that I'm only using 3 colors. So the first one, I do all the shadows. And then I extend out with the middle one, using it a little bit more than the others, just because it's the true color of the object. And then the light colors I use to blend. So for this part now, which looks really crazy, this is where I'm going to start doing a little bit of this back and forth. And I'm going to go over a little bit of that blue on the edge so that this will blend nicely between the blue and the green. So going back and forth allows it to wet the paper and for the colors to start blending together to get a really smooth blend. And see how that worked out? It blended very well together. That's okay, Meg. You can always watch the replay. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. We're almost done. So, with the coloring. It won't take us that long to do the last part of the coloring. So, I also we're going to have to do this little letter right here. You love it? I love it. So this little letter, I'm going to go back to these ends, and I'm just going to start with N4. And I'm just going to do like the envelope. It's going to be kind of a little bit of a gray envelope, but I think it'll help blend it with the picture. And then along the bottom here. And then I'm going to come in with my N2. Hi, Wanda. And I'm going to take my N2 and I'm just going to blend out from where I put that last color. Now, we could make this envelope like blue or green or whatever, but for now, I just thought I would go with the gray. So you notice I stopped shy of that. So because N2 was the last one I picked out, I'm going to go ahead and pull N0. Because I want to keep this envelope pretty light. So I needed one more color and I didn't want to put that N6 in there. So there we go. I think what we're going to do is we're going to make the letter be the green, YG03. So I'm just going to put some shadow color on here. It's like we printed it on colored paper. And then I'm going to put the YG01. And I may use the colorless blender on this one as well. Just because I didn't use the darkest shade. So I can bring in the colorless blender and blend those together. It'll keep them light. It'll mix them together. It'll just give it a really cool effect. So I think that works out really good. Oh, I missed it. I missed the little corner up there. You guys see it? Right here. There we go. I should probably blend this. It looks on the video pretty dark. I mean, pretty unblended. Coming back with the colorless blender real quick, just to smooth that out. And there we go. So I like that. I'm super happy. So now our next colors, and remember we're matching up with this so far so good. I think we've got some blue, we've got some green. Now we're going to switch up to the purple and pink. So you know what? Maybe we'll mix these colors together. Let's see how this goes. What if I started with V15 instead of 17? And I went to V12. And then I took RV21. Ooh, nice. And then I went to RV23. And then I made the tips of the wings this pink color. All right, we're doing that. We're taking V17 out. And we're just going to blend. So these little wings are going to be two-tone. They're going to be purple and pink. So we're going to start with V15, go to V12. Then we're going to go RV1, 23, and then R43. So this is good. You can watch me doing it, explaining everything very clearly, and out comes just, oh, thank you so much, Stacy. I love doing this, so it's super fun to me. So let's go with V15, and I love to teach, so that makes me super happy. Okay, so we're going to start, we're going to do one wing first, then we'll do the other one. So we're going to start down here, because this is where we want the dark to be. But this wing is over this wing, so we definitely need some here. Then up close to his body. And then we're going to do the same thing on this one. So we're putting some of that depth underneath each one of the wings. So under there. Under this one. And I'm not going all the way up because I want to make this two-tone. If I was using purple for all of it, I would have gone all the way up to the top with the darkest one. But because I'm going to put some pink in there, I don't want to do that part just yet. There we go. So that has our base of the purple in it. And now we're going to switch to V12. We're going to start extending out from where we put that last color. Same thing on here, making it just a little bit thicker, blending it up a little bit further. This one. So this is really bringing in our purple. We're going to have to be careful with our pink not to wash out all of our purple, or we won't be able to see our purple. We don't want that. If it doesn't show enough variation, we'll bring the V17 back, but I think we're going to be okay. Aw, thank you, Cheryl. That's so sweet. I do love to teach, and I do love to take my time. So my lives are a little bit long, and I apologize for that. I know you guys sometimes can't watch the whole thing at one time, but I want you to really understand what I'm doing, so I do take my time. RV21 is next, and this one we're going to start blending out from where that last color was. We're not going to go all the way down into the deep dark purple because we want to keep that color going. So we're just really blending the V12 with the V21. Ooh, this color is so pretty. I really, really like it. I'm excited. I think this is going to come out cool. This was a last minute thought. I'm blending the, I got a little fuzzy on my tip of my marker. It was a last minute decision to mix the pink and the purple, but I think I'm going to really like it. I'm excited. Hi, Vivian. Oh, yes. I try to upload to YouTube the video that I did on Thursday. For some reason, Facebook has taken away my little 3 dots at the top of the video in order for me to download. So I haven't been able to download Thursdays. I hope I can download Thursdays and this one, but I don't know how that's going to go. Okay, so because I'm going light to dark, I may have to go back over it with the light once I put the dark in there. But it's okay. It's okay. So this is going to look really funny right off the bat. So don't freak out on me. Don't worry. I promise it'll look good when I get done. So I'm just adding, and I'm not blending the colors. I'm just adding the pink where I want it to be. I'm going to blend the colors a little bit later. So I'm going to go in with the darkest shade. I think so too. I'm really liking the colors with, I think it's going to be good. Okay, so this is the darkest one. So instead of touching here and then having to go over it and over and over it, I'm going to start from the edge and work my way down into that last color that we put on there. I'm going to start at the tip and work my way into the darkest color. Once we get this one in there, then we can start blending out those other colors. But I want this dark to be on the tips of each wing so it really stands out. There we go. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the first RV color, which was RV01, not the true color, not the 23, but I'm going to skip all the way back to the 21, and I'm going to use that to blend these together with just a little bit of a back and forth motion. See how they're blending out? This one needs a little more help. There we go. This one needs a little bit right here. There we go. So now we're going to touch just where that darkest shade is. We're going to go over that line to smooth it out and smooth out these transitions. We may come back with the purple one more time just to give it a little bit more purple, the V12, but we'll see how it looks when we're done. So far, so good. So far, so good. Isn't that beautiful? Let's go back with the V12 real quick. Just because it looks like we have the V15, but it looks like we missed out on a little bit of the V12. So I'm just going to extend out again. Just add a teeny bit more of this purple in there. I feel like it really needs it, so. Just kind of bringing that out a little bit. See? Love it. It needed that extra purple. This one needs just a tad bit more, and then we'll be good. There we go. So now we have the purple and the pink. And this is a little more out of my comfort zone because it's a little more soft and subtle and pastel than what I usually do. But I really like it. And look how good that looks with that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now we have the other wing to do. We're going to do the same process. Starting with V15. We're going to start close down here. We're going to go up a little bit. And we're going to do the underside. So remember, we want to do the shadow under where the wing is overlapping, where each piece of the wing is overlapping. So starting here, up underneath there. Same thing with this one, this this one, that one, this one, and then the last one. So that, hi Karen. So that gives you your base purple color. And then we have V12 is next. So I'm going to start blending out from V12. See, this isn't so hard to follow. It's, you guys can do this. I know you can. I have faith. Okay. So now we're moving on to RV21. I'm going to follow the exact same process. Now I could change this up if I wanted. It's amazing, just like I know it better now. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like to mix the colors. I'm really big on mixing the colors these days. I don't know what the deal is, but. Okay, so RV21, what I was saying is I'm going to follow the exact same procedure, but there is another way to do it. I could start now and go from the edge with the dark and move my way into the purple, but let's just stick with one process so you guys don't get confused at all. And because on the other side, we came back in with the purple color again at the end, we're going to have to do that same thing. Whatever you did with one side, you have to do with the other, or they won't look the same. We need them to look the same or similar. I mean, not every one of these wings and stuff would be exactly the same, but we want them to be very similar since people are actually going to be looking at it. We want them to be really similar so they don't stand out. RV23 is next. This is the one that's going to make it look weird because it's not going to blend, and it's okay. That's when we go back in and work with it. Okay. So now we're going to have the darkest color. So you guys remember what I said about the darkest color when you're doing this two-tone? Start from the tip and work your way back so you don't have a harsh line that you have to work out, okay? Not that you couldn't do it, you could, but it was just going to take a lot more effort and a lot more work to get it done. So to me, it's easier if you're doing a two-tone and the darkest colors on the outside for you to work from the white into the color. Otherwise, you start washing colors out, and then you have to start over, and it becomes very complicated. Both teach very well. Have you seen Jamie Clark's lessons? Yes, Jamie's very good as well. Jamie and I color a lot alike in what it looks like at the end result, but we do have different processes to getting there. So it's helpful to watch both Jamie and I so you can get familiar with the different ways that you can get the same results, and then choose what works best for you. If one thing I teach works well for you and something Jamie teaches works better for you, then mix the two together. That's how you become with your own style, your own, write your own ending. So we're just going back in with this RV21, blending out those strong pink colors on the end, trying to give us a smooth blend. And then we're going to come back in with that purple one more time. That V12. You like it? I love it. I'm super happy with how it came out. We're going to go with the V12. We're just going to blend out a little bit more to give a little bit more purple in here. Because I really want you to be able to see that purple because it's in the background. So we got to make sure we have some of that purple really prominent in there. There we go. So there we go. Now we have purple to pink. That worked out really good. I'm super happy with that. Okay, so my next step is, and unfortunately, I'm going to have to fussy cut this. But I'm pretty quick at fussy cutting, so the key to it is cut out all the excess paper first. So you don't have these big long strains of paper hanging out while you're trying to cut. It just makes it easier. Okay, so I need my little note. All right. So first I'm going to cut out, and then some other things that, the goal is for you to learn to do it your way. You know, take the techniques from that's why people watch so many YouTube videos of different people that color and different people that do stuff. It's whatever speaks best to you. And even sometimes when I watch people on YouTube, I'll go, oh, that's cool. I never thought of that. Or sometimes I go, yeah, no, I can't do it like that. I got to do it my way. So that's just the way, you know, you learn and the way you improve. And yeah, just practice. Practice all the different things you see because you never know what's going to stick best for you. I mean, I've been coloring for, if you count crayons, since I was a baby, but with copic markers for 15 plus years. So I know those markers pretty doggone well. And then it helps to be the artist who drew the image because then I know what my intent was. I know how I want to color these usually when I'm drawing them. That's just the whole thing I'm thinking about while I'm doing it. Ooh, I could do it this color. I could do it that color. And honestly, this was one of my favorite ones to draw. Because there was so much style to it. And so much everybody can do to it that's going to make it different. It's so fast at cutting. Oh, yeah, man. Let me tell you how much fussy cutting I've done in my life. I can fussy cut on the road. So when we have new releases and I color all the images so I can make cards and stuff, when my husband and I go to the store or we go somewhere and it takes 20-30 minutes, I take my images and fussy cut them in the car because I have been fussy cutting for a very long time. I do like the dyes. They make it convenient, but not because I want to mix these two images together. Now I probably could have masked it, but I was trying to come up with the whole what are we going to do today on the live that I didn't have time to mask it. So yeah, and it helps to have really good scissors. Really good sharp scissors helps a lot as well. So for now I'm going to cut around this heart, but we know we're not going to keep this heart on there or this gemstone or whatever you want to call it. And I'm really picky, so I'm going to have to cut that space in between that's white because that'll drive me crazy. See, we're almost done. It wasn't too bad. And I talked. So it wasn't too boring, right? To watch me cut that out. Okay, I have a quick little self-healing mat that I got at the dollar store. Looks like this. And I'm just going to use my X-Acto knife, and I'm just going to cut this inside piece right here out real quick. Because I don't like to leave that piece on there either, so I'm pretty picky about that. Jamie and I, that's one thing we have in common for sure. We don't like that white stuff in the middle. There we go. So that worked out. That was pretty fast. Okay, so now here's where we're going to decide how big this needs to be. So for support, I almost think it would be helpful to attach this. Get my barely art glue out here. Hi, Christina. I'm trying to choose my dates to come and see you. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. I left the cap off of this glue for a while the other night. So, I mean, like for 2 days. So I knew it was going to be a little finicky. Come on. There it goes. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. Hello, hello. Right here in his hands where I want, as long as it covers the part down below. Like I don't want any of the bottom part of the heart to show. And then I'm going to hold it down with my espresso. Love this tool. And then I think the easiest thing to do is just to cut this off. See? Fairly easy. I'm going to do the same thing over here on this side. And it doesn't have to be perfect, just as long as you can't see it. There we go. Now, isn't that super cool? Oh, I love it. My ATCs are going to be awesome. Now I just have to do that 9 times. Okay, so we can either do it this way, or we can do it this way. Well, I kind of like it down here like that. And then I also embossed this the sentiment, which I'm also going to cut out, which is crazy, but I'm pretty quick at that too, so no worries, it won't take long. So if you guys really like these, you might get one if you join the ATC swap. You never know. It depends on how many people we have in the swap. You won't always get one from everybody in the swap. If we usually have around 20 to 30 people in the swap. So whenever that happens, you're only going to get 9 people's back. Hi, Sharon. Oh my goodness. This is so cool. I really like it. Okay. So now this is the time when you decide. Sometimes when I do ATCs, I'll do like a background. I'll show you what I mean here in a minute. But let me place this on here first. We'll hold that there for a second. But sometimes I like there to be a background like this. You know, like I like to mat it on there. But I think I'm not going to mat these. I really, really like it. So I think what I am going to do, though, is I'm going to pop up the letter. And what I mean by that is, these are my sweet pops I have from the shop. I'm going to actually cut them in half. Oh, slippery little suckers here. Oh, perfect. I'm going to put the Sweet Pop just on the letter, nowhere else. Hi, Francis. Oh my goodness, I can't pick it up. And then I'm going to put the Barely Art glue, which is my favorite glue, my favorite adhesive. I use it for just about everything. Every now and then I might use some double-sided sticky tape, soup weighing tape, or whatever you want to call that. But most stuff I use the Barely Art glue. Okay, so all I have to do is peel off this paper. Oh, it's stuck to my newly done nails. And then take this little guy, place him on the card where I want him to be, like this. And then when I place this down, I just want to kind of squish his arms down just a little bit so that it sits exactly where I want it to be. Then I'm going to press this down. Look at it. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to hold this up and show you guys what this looks like. This is super awesome. I think I'm going to do one more thing to this ATC, but look at how it, see how it pops up just the letter in his little hands? And these colors, they look great with this card. They match so perfectly. I love it. I think the one more thing that I'm going to do is I bought this little corner rounder thing. It's We Are Memory Keepers. And I want to use this one right here. And I'm just going to round these edges, because I think it'll look really cool with the rounded edges. And then we add a paper on the back that says, you know, what ATC you're participating in and all that good stuff. And then there we go. What do you think? So wasn't that super fun? So once I finish all of them, I'll take a picture of it and post it on Facebook's in our group so you guys can see what they all look like. But now I have to match colors. Well, I'll have to do one more like this. Maybe I could even do two more, because this would go good with that too. Or change it to peach instead of pink. Then I have to do these colors and these colors and these colors. So, yeah. Oh, and these colors. Look at these. These are dry now. Look at that shimmer in there. Isn't that awesome? So these are the ones we made. You saw how fast it is, how many different backgrounds you could get at one time. It's a lot of shimmer on that. You could do them on bigger. I just needed them for ATCs, but you can do them on bigger paper and you could get so many backgrounds. So much fun. And then we colored this little guy, and the ATC swap is Happy Mail. So I felt like this was my interpretation of Happy Mail. I hope you guys liked that. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Hi, Nadine. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. We could use some more YouTube followers, so we would love for you to follow us on YouTube as well, Facebook and TikTok. And I hope you guys have a very happy day and the rest of your weekend. Thank you so much for joining me and for sticking out through the whole thing. I really appreciate it. It was fun. I'm glad I got to surprise you guys on Saturday. And remember, Jamie will be live tomorrow. And I will pick up again next week on Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for joining me. Goodbye. Oh, look how dirty my hands are. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.